Radio अपना फ्रैंकफर्ट दिल से कहता है. Hello everyone, I'm Raman from Apna Frankfurt, and today we are back with another discussion on the context of coronavirus in Germany. And today we are going to talk about the situation in the state of Bayern. And we have some key representatives from Indian associations from Bayern with us today. So we have Mr. Appu Thomas, who is joining as the president of Kerala Samajam from Munich. Thank you, Mr. Appu, for joining.
Thank you for inviting me here. Hello, everyone.
Hi. We also have Mr. Yogesh Vadkar, who is the executive committee member at Maharashtra Mandal in Munich. Thank you, Mr. Yogesh, for taking out the time.
Thanks, Raman. Thanks, Apna Frankfurt, for inviting us for the interview.
Yeah. And we also have Mr. Somanagowda Patil. He is representing Kannada community from Munich. Thank you, Mr. Patil, for taking out the time.
Thanks, Raman, and thanks, Apna, for Frankfurt.
Yeah. All right. So why Bayern? So Bayern is the largest state in Germany by area, covering around 1/5 of Germany, has almost 13 million residents, and is the second most populated state after North Rhine-Westphalia. Munich, or München as they call it, is the capital of Bayern. And as of 17th of April, it is also the worst hit state of Germany by coronavirus. And that's why today we are going to talk about Bayern. Well, as of 17th of April, that is today, the Robert Koch Institute statistics mention that over 36,000 people are infected in Bayern, and there have been 1,137 deaths in the state. And when we want to see the density of the cases, it is also the most in this state, 276 cases per 100,000 residents. So now when we know these facts, the first question on ground, how is the situation in Bayern today? And in your opinion, has the government taken enough steps to control the spread of coronavirus in Bayern? To start with this question, I would like to invite Mr. Appu to give his opinion.
Thanks, Aman. So what I feel is Bayern government is doing a very good job. And we can see that the active cases have started falling down on a consistent way. You can see that there were about 2,000 cases recorded every day in Bayern once in a while. And now we can see that it's come down to 800 at that. So I think they've been closely monitoring the situation from the beginning. And now actually the lockdowns, everything started immediately when they saw that the curve was really going high. Yeah. So I can really appreciate on that. And another thing what I noticed is Bayern government has offered an immediate aid for business to sustain during this time. So for example, if you have a company of 5 people, actually there is an immediate aid package that you can apply for. Or when it goes to 250 people, actually you have around 30,000 euros of support from government, immediate support. So those are actually good steps. I also see that the regulations, the lockdown regulations are taken up slowly in Bayern. When other states are going to open it up widely, we are actually taking it slow. So you can see that the schools are only opening partially by 11th of May. So it's not opening everything. At the same time, they're also considering small scale businesses. Actually, they are allowed to open from 20th of April. So I think Bayern government is doing a very good job here.
Yeah. And I think it's a huge challenge, not just in Bayern, also Germany-wide, where you have to strike the balance between the safety of the people and the economy. And it's not an easy thing to do. And I think the German government and the Bayern government is doing a good job there. Now, thank you, Mr. Appu, for your opinion. Moving on to Mr. Yogesh. Mr. Yogesh, your opinion on this question.
Hi, Raman. Actually, I feel the same. Bayern government is doing really great job. Along with the government initiatives, police are also taking care that people do not gather at the public places. People do not travel unnecessary to any nearby tourist place. So because Bayern is surrounded by all the tourist places, so they are taking care that nobody goes out of the city, and they are reviewing the situations in the public places, gardens, then around the lakes. So police also take care that people do not gather and they do not travel unnecessary. And as I said, government is also taking quite good initiative. We are told to work from home. Like lot of people, lot of companies, they have asked people to work from home. So unnecessary travel is completely avoided. And of course, schools are closed, and many shops are closed. Only grocery and necessary things are open. So definitely this is working out very well. And as you can see from last 5 days, the numbers are getting reduced, and the curve is getting stabilized. So this is actually a good sign. I think Bayern government has done excellent job. Only we as a people, we should also support the government initiatives. Then only this thing will definitely come down.
Yeah, no, a very valid point there. And I also know that compared to the other states of Germany, the lockdown restrictions in the state of Bayern were actually more strict. So now with this point, moving on to Mr. Patil. Mr. Patil, how has your experience been with these extra strict restrictions that we had in Bayern? I mean, do you think it was valid from the government to do that?
I support the statement given by both Yogesh and Appu. Along with that, we can see the biggest manufacturers of car in Bayern, especially BMW, has postponed their uh, essential production capacities. And along with that, the success of the whole lockdown goes to the public. They took it very seriously, and everyone respected the mandate. And here I would like to also state that the Munich Consulate also took a very active call, especially engaging the community through some yoga and some how to spend active time in this lockdown period. It was both inspirational as well as promoting our culture. So the secret lies in public and the Bayern government as well.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Mr. Patil, for your opinion. Well, when we talked about India or Indian consulate, let us move to the next question, which is related to Indians in Bayern. Now, we know that the grocery shops, which are like general German grocery shops, they are open. So, how is the experience for Indians in Bayern? How is the situation? And are like Indian groceries available in Bayern? Are there any special challenges what Indians are facing in Bayern specifically? With this question, to Mr. Apu first.
So actually, the groceries had some shortage, but now everything is available. You can see that all Indian shops are open, and they're also trying to control it by letting only a few people inside at a time. And you can also see that some of them are even offering home delivery services, especially for people who are under quarantine. That's a good step from them. I also heard that one of them is actually trying to control the price inflation during this time. So that is very important as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but otherwise, you can see that the online shopping, grocery, Indian shopping, all those are re-established, and it's actually going pretty well.
Right. And Mr. Yogesh, how has your experience been with respect to Indian grocery shopping or Indians in Bayern in general?
My experience is I usually prefer to go to Indian store every weekend. So I have kept my routine as it is. Initially, there was a little bit a problem, like there was no enough stock. But now, after 1 week of shortage, now everything is fully stacked up again. And now the commercial flights from India are stopped. So we face a shortage of fresh vegetables. But rest of the stuff is everything is available in Indian stores. From my perspective, Indian stores are totally supporting all the Indian community here to get them complete grocery what they need for
Yeah.
daily life.
Thank you. So,
Yeah.
Mr. Patil, I mean, has your experience also been the same? Like initially a drop in the supplies, but now the Indian stores have caught up with that, and no other specific problems, according to you, that Indians have faced in Bayern in this time?
Yeah, definitely. The overall experience was more or less positive, but we heard from our community that some stores are using this opportunity to inflate the price. Of course, it is at the discretion of an every individual business holder. So more or less, there is a lot of stock, especially there are every area has their own like favorite shops. Usually people are going there. That is a good sign. So overall, it is a good experience. But in
Yeah.
German shops, we see that when you approach a cashier, you have to go in a particular shielded way. That was a different experience altogether.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think these steps that have been taken by the government, for example, shielding the cashiers, it's very important for stopping the spread of coronavirus, because I don't know how many people do they actually meet in a day, and this actually can be one place from where it can spread very fastly. So I think good steps done there by also the stores. Moving on to when we were talking about Indians in Bayern. So, according to your experience, I mean, what role have Indian missions and Indian associations played in supporting Indians in Bayern and Indians in Germany? So, maybe this time we start with Mr. Patil here. So,
Definitely, because lockdown has to be looked from two angles. One is, okay, it is for the bigger picture of keeping the society health in control. Second one, we have to motivate people with positive messaging, and especially the families with kids needs to be engaged in a particular way. So there was a lot of knowledge sharing in terms of how to do crafts and maybe Bharatanatyam class or virtual drink sessions. And I think Indians are the most social human beings, and I think if I see the Microsoft Teams and Zoom kind of chatting hours, this has been phenomenal. I would say uh, Indian missionaries or the Indian communities were very engaging in terms of knowledge sharing and keeping the kids busy, as well as we are supporting some Indian students, especially those who are in need, only in terms of grocery, because most of them don't have cars or something like that, and some of them were living in the remote areas. And personally, I went to two or three cases to hand over the groceries.
very nice. No, thank you for taking out such initiatives. I mean, this is the time where we see our values come in, how we help each other, how we stand together in brotherhood, and we help each other. So thank you, Mr. Patil, for doing it for all of us. Moving on to Mr. Yogesh. Mr. Yogesh, what do you think how Indian missions have done in this situation in Germany?
uh, as I said, Indian, like we as an Indian community, we are very social, and we like to gather and we like to celebrate our events. And uh, unfortunately, this year we have to actually sacrifice our cultural events. But every community, every regional community is taking care by arranging some online workshops. Like we as a Maharashtra Mandal Munich, we have organized an essay competition, a drawing competition, and a speech competition. And because 1st of May is Maharashtra Day, so on this occasion, we are going to be live on YouTube to present all the participants, and to uh, we are giving them platform to showcase their talents, even though in this is a lockdown period and we can't come together and celebrate. So we are giving them online platform or virtual platform to showcase their talent. And along with this, as a Maharashtra Mandal Munich, we have taken an initiative to support the Indian students. As Soma said, we also have taken an initiative to reach to as much as student community here studying in Bayern region, total Bayern region. So as I said, this lockdown has given us a different view to encourage our community and to give support in all aspects actually.
Yeah, no, thank you. And I think across Germany, the associations have played a very vital role in helping the people around, especially students. And so now moving on to Mr. Apu. Mr. Apu, anything you would like to add to this?
So I think Indian missions in Berlin and Munich, actually they are tracking the current situation and actually are in constant touch with all the local associations. They're actually keeping people updated on travel regulations, visa regulations, and also answering to some of their concerns. So actually, I would like to bring up a few concerns that we came across from different people. One is like they're not able to travel even for urgent issues. For example, a death of close relatives or people got stuck who with job search visa, and some students actually they were doing part-time jobs. I mean, they're income less now. These are some of the issues, and especially newcomers, they don't know how the system works here. They don't know how to contact a doctor. So they also have difficulties in communicating. And some of our friends' parents who came here and are stuck, I mean, they don't have medicines. So these are some of the things where actually Indian Mission consulates actually could help us. Hmm. As Kerala Samajam, we what we have done is we have opened a helpline. Basically, anyone in trouble they can reach out to us. We are constantly sending this message across our community, and like my friend said here, we are also offering grocery and supplies whenever required. And at the same time, it's important to keep the mood light as well. So we are also doing some competitions like photo contest, TikTok contest to keep people active. So that is also very important.
I think when you are bound to the same building 24 hours, you are bound inside your home. It can have a very negative impact on your mental health as well. I mean, you tend to get depressed very fast. So I think such kind of social engagements will definitely keep the morale up. So thank you guys for keeping up the spirits here for everyone. Moving on to the next question now. So like very challenging times all across the world, and India is impacted with that too. So, how do you think India is doing at the moment, and what can India learn from Germany, or even Germany learn from India, for the fact of the matter? And especially, how can Indians in Germany help India from being here in Germany? So, for this, maybe we can start with Mr. Yogesh.
Uh, Actually, there are a lot of things we should learn from German government. Okay, on one side there is an advantage that the population here is not so dense as India. In India, we have densely populated cities where it is very difficult to convince people to stay inside, not to go outside. Because if you consider Mumbai, Bangalore, Kolkata, Delhi, so uh, police and local government, they are doing their excellent job. Like complete lockdown and during the curfew situations, they are absolutely not allowing anyone to go outside. So from that perspective, India and local administration is doing excellent job to reduce the numbers. We as a normal Indian citizen, we should encourage our family members back home that whatever care we have taken here in Germany, you should also take care in India, and encourage your neighbors. So if we spread the word about the initiatives taken by German government and how we maintain the social distancing and how we are maintaining our hygiene and health here, so these things will definitely help out our family members and the nearby neighbors.
Yeah, thank you for that, Mr. Patil. Your opinion?
Yeah, especially the Indian government has taken a very good initiatives. What I request as an messenger of positive spirit is, don't spread lies. There is enough negativity and negative sentimentism across the whole society. So spread only the facts. Always push for good health and practice social distance. Never spread lies, because already these are very distressed time. And don't try to show off the good things, because the problem is social media. Also, the problem is everyone may not have the same kind of life everyone deserves for.
Yeah.
Some people may put a very sophisticated video, and we have to be a little careful, because those who don't have the same kind of whether the personal life or the social life or whatever materialistic life, this will all this will also give us a completely new thought process. Okay,
Yeah.
so we should be very careful about what we put on social media, along with practicing the social distances.
Right. And also what we put on social media, what we share further, what we are not sharing further. This is a very important decision that all of us have to make. And a very valid point there, Mr. Patil. Thank you very much for bringing your opinion here.
Thank you.
Mr. Apu, would you like to add something?
Sure. Actually, one thing I noticed is that government and media did not bring so much panic among people here. And the things like government stimulus package for small scale industries or even things like Kursarbeit. These kind of things gave people a lot of confidence in the government itself. So that's very comforting. And you can see that like a non-racist social system, it's not difficult for a foreigner to stay here and be part of this whole thing. But what I noticed, especially in Germany, is that the proven healthcare system in Germany, it's one of the reasons for the less death rate that we have. They were also preparing hospitals well in advance. That the ventilator systems, it was doubled over a short span of time to get prepared for the pandemic. Hmm?
Yeah.
And at some point, Germany was able to also treat people from France and Italy. On the other hand, if you look at India, actually, I would like to quote the example of Kerala here. Actually, the one advantage is that it's not an advantage, I don't know, but we have faced many issues, similar issues in the recent past. Like we had a Nipah virus breakdown recently. There was also two major flood that happened. So actually, the government and people are actually kind of prepared to face such situations. So that's a great advantage that we had. And there were strict quarantine measures. There were also compassionate measures like no one stays hungry during this time. So local communities actually started preparing food and distributing for people who don't work and so on. So I think one advice or one suggestion I have that is that all of us should work together. We should not try to take political advantage of during this time.
Yeah.
So that is very important. So I think that's the only message I want to say here.
But I think, I mean, important point that you mentioned there is this is the time where we do not compete with each other, we help each other. This is the
Exactly.
time where we come together and we fight one common enemy, and that's coronavirus. It's not time to fight against each other, it's time to fight against coronavirus. And I mean, one more thing I would like to request for our listeners and viewers here is please donate what you can to India through any association that you like, be it through PM Cares, be it through any other association. I mean, any small contribution that you can make is going to make a big difference. So it doesn't matter if it is as small as 5 euros or even 10 euros. When a lot of 5 euros or 10 euros will come together, it will make a huge difference for the whole country as India. So please donate whatever you can within your comfort limits, and let's make the difference. Yeah. All right. So now, moving on towards the end of the call today, any special message from you towards Indians in Bayern, Germany, and even worldwide? So maybe we can start with Mr. Apu here.
So I think everyone should try to stay happy, even though we are locked down inside house. So I think all of us get back in a stronger state after the Corona season. And actually, yeah, all the best for everyone.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Apu. Mr. Yogesh.
I would like to say, stay healthy, stay home, avoid unnecessary travel for time being. If we avoid unnecessary travel for next few months, then the life is very beautiful afterwards. So I would like to encourage people to spend as much as time possible with their families back home, and yeah, stay healthy. That's it.
No, thank you. Mr. Patil.
Okay, I have two suggestions. One, for the whole German, there's a lot of high influx of expats are coming to Germany, especially there is no helpline in English. I think this is a need where I respect German, but along with that, that English helpline should also be there. And back to India, it is highly debatable now. The government should think across private, public healthcare system. There's a high time, but we have a huge regards for kind of innovation the Indian government is bringing, especially converting railways and buses into sanitation centers. That was truly phenomenal. So stay healthy, maintain local laws, and take care of your health as
Yeah.
well.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And from Apna Frankfurt side, I mean, we would also like to thank, first of all three of you for taking out the time. At the same time, thanks to the German authorities and Indian missions in Germany who have taken care of all of us with like their own kids. Yeah, they have really taken care of us during these hard times. Thanks to all the doctors, nurses, police, and to the people in grocery stores and everyone who has worked for all of us, ensuring that we are safe sitting within home. We are being served with what is needed to survive during these hard times. So thanks a lot to all of them. Well, thank you very much. A short message: maintain good hygiene, maintain safe distance, stay healthy. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining the call today, and we will stay in touch. Thank you.
Thank you, Apna.
अपना friend